Ah, yes, ladies and gentlemen, and we have returned yet again. Despite rain, sleet, snow. Well, actually, there's no sleet, there's no snow, but there is a lot of rain. There's a lot of rain. So much rain, it's not even funny. Oh, the hurricane. Hurricane, what was it? Andrew, I believe. That is some insanity, ladies and gentlemen. It is pretty bad. But we have survived it as best we can. And of course, we are playing Resident Evil 1.5. We're playing this. This is what I think the trailer is supposed to look like for Resident Evil 2. So we have Eliza, Lester, and Eliza. Although I find it funny that Leon was here from the start, it would seem. Age 21. He's actually younger than I am. That's insane. Or age 19. We can actually play as Eliza here, or Elza, just for variety. And yeah, I mean, it's been crazy out here. Yeah, I know I haven't shaved because I could not be arsed to do so. Because, yeah, damn. It's been raining, it's been storming. Although today it hasn't been raining or storming because the storm has gone away at last. Oh, but there's still a lot of roads that are blocked off because of the water. So, yeah. And yeah, it looks like it's going to take a long time for Hughestown to finally return to some semblance of order. But return it shall. This was a lot worse than Ike, that's for sure. Hurricane Ike was, I believe, around 2008. And when it hit, it had a lot of wind damage, but not that much water. I don't think you have to worry about me developing an F-beard. And thank you for liking the channel. Elza Walker turned into Claire. I wonder if she stole her skin, like in The Hellbound Heart. A tiny desk with an electric fan. Oh, you gotta have that electric fan. This must be someplace up north. Because you would definitely need some kind of air conditioning if you're down here. Heat's starting to come back, despite the fact that the past couple days it's been nice and cool. But, oh well. No facial hair. I'll have as much facial hair as I fucking want. I could grow an entire beard. I could probably grow a beard like within like a month if I didn't shave. But shaving takes time. I hate sitting this close to the door even if I had that computer at my desk. Well, it must be a decent computer. It's got Windows 98! Although I think this game came out in like 2006. Like 97. The item screen's a little different. I'm not entirely sure how to use it here. Because my brain is tired. Oh, there we go. Okay, wait a minute. What? My brain is not functioning at the moment. And none of my controls seem to be doing anything. I'm just getting a random noise. I must really be tired. I am literally hitting everything. Well, that's weird. Well, note to self, don't actually remove the knife. No, wait a minute. What the hell happened? I don't... Hit every button, right? Okay, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Well, I don't know what brought that... I don't know what that was. Tape player up? And the knife disappeared, and I can't exit out of the menu. So, when in doubt, always just reboot. That is the one surefire fix for any problem. That's the problem with playing a beta. You never know if something's going to randomly break on you. Or, once again, my brain could just be tired. There's always that possibility. Enhanced driver's license, I'm not surprised that it would say that. And hello, Daniel Taylor. And apparently, yeah, talking about throwbacks to different things, there's a game out, I already forgot the name of it, that's supposed to be like Resident Evil. I just saw it just today. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like, not like Murder Kill or something like that, but it's something like that. Terror Returns. I had a text message that said what that was. But whatever that game is, it's apparently in early access. I've been following it for a while. You'd think I would remember the name. It's a fairly generic name, so it's somewhat difficult to remember. But, okay, wait, do I have the knife out? Yeah, the knife's already equipped, so it doesn't matter. But that particular game, whatever it's called, is supposed to be a 2.5D kind of game. Well, this is not even 2.5D. A 3D styled game like this. So, theoretically, it should turn out to be good. It's supposed to also have co-op as well. The big problem with any sort of early access thing is that half the time it doesn't leave early access, which is always a problem. Okay, now this is a completely blind playthrough of this. I've not even looked at this before. The thing's still alive? It's moving. So I don't think it's alive. I'm not able to bring anything up, so I guess there's nothing there. Alright, let us continue our search. Anything on the wall? Nope. No beauty. Quest log. Lockers all appear to be locked. I wonder why. Boxes contain nothing of use. Of course they wouldn't. The number of desks far outnumbers the amount of office chairs. Were these their solution? Probably. How low the totem pole must you be to get stuck with the bloody folding chair? And imagine trying to work at a desk for 10 hours sitting on that. Doom 1, 2, Final Doom. Well, I do find it funny there's even a canon for Doom. There are some words carved here. I can't escape. The door is locked and I can't open it. Okay, well I guess whatever we're going to do to get out of here has to start with that office. Even though I didn't see anything in that office, I might as well continue my search. Something 19... Yeah, it does have 1995 in the title, I think. You're right, the game isn't showing up on the screen, is it? That doesn't make any sense. That causes me a great deal of sadness and sorrow that it is not. I just noticed that. So, that is kind of crap. Well, I figured with the way today and the past month has been going, I'm not surprised that this wouldn't actually be working. Because, once again, August has not been a very good month, in my opinion. But, theoretically, this should be easily fixed. In theory, at least. But it's all theoretical until it actually works. Game capture. Specific window. PSXE. Enhanced Emulation Program. Yep, there we go. And we just drag that down there, like so. And there I am. Drag that there. Alright, and the game is back. But this is one of those days where nothing seems to want to go right. Because nothing goes right in certain days and in certain months. August in particular has not gone quite well. Now, first you had that death, then you had the bloody hurricane. Not pleasant at all. Not pleasant at all. So, ultimately, we are back with, actual gaming. Instead of just staring at my title card that I've repurposed so many times throughout the years. That title card actually dates back all the way to 2011, believe it or not. So I've been using that for a long bloody time. I don't know if it's Daymare 1998. Once again, I could look it up, and I probably will at some point. See, I don't think I went through there. So maybe there is something in there that I missed. There was a death. I mentioned it in a different live stream a while back, but there was a death in the family a couple weeks, yeah, literally 2 weeks ago. While still trying to deal with that, there was that goddamn hurricane. So, yeah. This is probably the door to the restroom. The door is locked. There must be a key somewhere. Wouldn't you love to work for a place? I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry I bothered you, okay? What? What the hell? Yeah. Just don't come any closer. Oh, is it... Are you listening? Look, he's obviously a zombie. And you gotta love how in these games, or even movies... And once again, I have a knife here, and I was already ready to start cutting him. But it's like, how do you not know that's a zombie? I mean, how do you not know that that is somebody who is dead? Got him! Got it! I'm gonna cut you, man. Fuck him up! This is not ending well. If only I had the gun. Just the gun. But that looks like there was some sort of primitive cutscene there. Or maybe I'm supposed to run. I don't know. Yeah, because I do not think I'm doing any damage. And this is a great camera angle, isn't it? You can definitely tell this was a... Yeah, this is where we're going to get to the beta part, because I can't even see myself. I had thought that this was more further along than it actually is, because now I have literally just disappeared. Like, I've actually seen people play this particular game. Wow, well, there you go. I've actually seen people play this, actually. So, oh well. Oh, wait, no. She appears to have a shadow stuck through her. Oh dear, that's not... This must be like a really early beta that I must have downloaded. Because I swear I've seen people play this before. And this is completely not gonna work at all. So, oh well. And Strafe isn't doing well? That's not good. I thought that would actually be halfway decent. But then again, there is a problem with that. Well, I don't know why. Apparently a lot of the Resident Evil games really do. They like are halfway finished. Although this is definitely an earlier build, but I have seen people play this particular alpha. Well, a Resident Evil 1.5 version that actually is more complete than this. They played it for like 2 hours. So, oh well. But thankfully, I had a game in reserve that will be just as enjoyable to watch, I should think. A game that was mentioned in a previous live stream, but I didn't have at the time. Let me see if I can't find it. It starts with a D, doesn't it? There it is. I will just have to change the name of change the title card. All right. Oh, that's a lot louder. Dynamite Deka, ladies and gentlemen. That was a game that was mentioned a while back when I did the PS1 version of Die Hard Trilogy. Because I remembered a game called Die Hard, but it didn't look anything like the Die Hard Trilogy that I actually did a live stream of a while back. It's actually this game, Dynamite Deka or Dynamite Cop. And this is actually the Japanese version of this. The American version doesn't work. MAME just flat tells you this version doesn't work, don't even try. But since this is in English, it doesn't really matter. Although the sound does not emulate properly, but who cares? It's not like the sound was that amazing and that really necessary. The animation for this game is really good, and the actual beat 'em up it's really quite brutal. It's quite enjoyable. Let's see, where is it? Well, hello, Corvo. These streams usually go fairly well, although there's, of course, minor technical problems. Just fucking shoot him! I think I might have played the sequel of this. Whatever the one on the Dreamcast is, because I played that one. So we go from shooting people to bashing them in the head. Well, as soon as I pick it up, bashing them in the head with a fucking broom. And at some point, at least in the Dreamcast version, you can pick up a baguette and beat the shit out of people with. So that... Yeah, it is a Resident Evil 1.5, but Resident Evil 1.5 didn't fucking work. So, oh well. I'm aware of Deep Fear, but I have not played it. And I missed the bloody button prompt. But then again, since that's in Japanese, I don't know which button that is. I got it right the first time, but I think it was just sheer luck. And that fight isn't that long. It even kind of the guy you play even kind of looks like John McClane in many respects. Baguette beatdown. You can totally make a parody out of that. You really want to beat the shit out of the... Or, well, if I had actually been smart, I would have hit them with that fucking grandfather clock. But I think using the multiple rocket launcher might work just a little better. Immediately, as soon as he gets out of the bloody elevator, we just fucking wreck him with that rocket. I don't know what I picked up. I think I picked up, like, a lighter or something? Just gotta love this guy. He's got, like, a fucking stall helm, fucking stereotypical biker, but you know what? Let's fucking shoot him. Actually, wait, is that an... Oh, I didn't get... Oh, I was gonna get the axe. Fucking slit his throat. Peter Piper Pizza. I ate there one time. One time! And you gotta love the early polygonal graphics. I mean, they still don't look that bad. This is slightly better than PS1. Slightly. At least everything is fairly recognizable at the very least. I don't know why the guy from Tekken showed up. I can't remember his name. No, like, how does he not know she's there? I mean, it's like, wouldn't that be rather obvious? And you gotta love this. This is the level of competency we're dealing with. It can't even sit on the end of a trash can. Fuck him up. Well, I don't know where I got that from, but burn him! Burn, you motherfuckers, burn! Now, actually, using a spray paint can and a lighter is actually way more fun than it should be. But it is indeed fun. Ooh, that had to hurt. 1.5 seconds. 30% done. Well, that's cool. And I've seen the GBA, Aha! I just randomly mashed the spacebar and it worked. You gotta love how we've got evil firemen that for some reason have a massively chunky MP5. I'll read the chat in just a second. I don't know, what was that? Did we literally just kick ourselves into unconsciousness? Okay, so spacebar's jump. I have not actually fucking hit him with the axe. That'd be a much better melee weapon than anything else. I think the axe would do a little more damage than that. Just a little. Still though, we're being attacked with a water cannon. This game is absolutely amazing. I never saw it in real life, to be perfectly honest. Not once. And yes, this is indeed an arcade game. This is Dynamite Deka. Hit him with the explosive barrel. There we go. Oh! You just gotta love the wrestling moves. This game is awesome. This is better than I remember on the Dreamcast. It might be. I might have played the sequel on the Dreamcast, and this is the first game. So, because this doesn't. I don't remember it looking like this. And I do not read whatever language that may or may not be. You know, I've seen the Resident Evil on Sega Saturn. It looks halfway decent. Sega Saturn doesn't get nearly as much love as I suppose it deserves, although there's no games on it that I've actually wanted to play, to be perfectly honest. And it's really hard to emulate because of its weird CPU architecture. Or no, the fact that it has 3 CPUs. Fucking smack him! Crap. Ah, god damn it. I like how it slows down just so you see just how bad you failed. And what is this, an SJW? Because he's got blue hair. Who dressed this guy? That's my question. Like, seriously. Why? It's like, okay. When you get up in the morning to become, you know, generic goon, do you really think green pants, blue hair, and some sort of weird orange vest is going to really... That's just absolutely ghastly. Die Hard Arcade sequel, Dynamite Deka on Dreamcast. So this must be the sequel, then? I don't know. Virtua Cop. I played that once. Years ago. Like at an arcade. Or maybe, no, maybe I'm thinking of Time Cop? Time Crisis. That's the one I'm thinking of. I don't think I ever played Virtua Cop. Time Crisis is the one at the arcade where, like, you could step on this little panel and you can duck on screen, which is a rather cool thing. Okay, why does he have an anti-materiel rifle in a building? You gotta fucking bear it. Grab it. Shoot him. Oh! I think that would probably kill him. Oh, god damn it. I've not configured my control pad, so I end up accidentally hitting the bloody Windows button, which is never a good thing when you're trying to play an arcade game. Aha! I'll read the chat once I've killed them all. Like, hell, even the bloody... just having it get shot near you can be potentially fatal. I can just... So, what, is it just hide? Once again, once again... Okay, now we're fighting a naked guy. Well, a half-naked guy. A mostly naked guy. Like, what kind of goons are these? Like, seriously, you're gonna kidnap... The basic story is this... They've kidnapped the president... No, they want to kidnap the president's daughter and hold her for ransom. So you show up to battle... in a loincloth. No, not even a loincloth. One of those, sumo cloths, whatever you call them. Or a bright yellow, whatever that is. Bright yellow and pink. It's just... these are some very strange fashion choices. I'm just saying. It's like, I like how he's like, don't hit me, and then like he gets up and immediately starts trying to kick my ass. Grab the stick, or not. I'll just fucking clock him in the stomach. That always works too. Well, I missed that. I blame the chat. And you may, eh? Japanese reads right to left. I honestly cannot read anything Japanese related, to be perfectly honest. Well, I'm glad I introduced you to Brutal Doom. I actually got a number of fans recommending me that game back in 2012. It took me a while to get to it, though. But it's very much worth playing, although I would say that Project Brutality is slightly better. Slightly better than just... Actually, not even slightly. I primarily just play Project Brutality. Brutal Doom is good, don't get me wrong, but Project Brutality is a little faster. The weapons are a little better. I highly recommend playing Project Brutality with Maps of Chaos, because Maps of Chaos generally give you a good number of enemies to fight and are very well designed. So we've gone from naked men to computer robots. That seems very strange. I don't think logic really played into this. So John McClane versus robots. Well, you know what? You could have Terminator crossover with Die Hard. It could work. I mean, it was even kind of Die Hard-ish when they attacked Cyberdyne in Terminator 2. Yeah, but this definitely is what... Okay, they armed with lasers. Okay, seriously. Now they might as well just install a bloody suction hose to suck the quarters out of your fucking pocket. Because seriously, how exactly are you supposed to block that? Or even really avoid it? Suppose if I actually had a joystick plugged... I guess I avoided it there, but still. Robots. Robots. Bright pink robots, so at least they're somewhat stylish, right? And you gotta love just how much of a badass John McClane really is, because he's literally punching robots to death. What do you think? Who do you think he is? Samurai Jack? Honestly, just Google it. Just Google Dynamite Deka and you'll find it. Like, it's not hard. And you just have to have MAME. And MAME plays it. Okay, that is the perfect... That is why CRTs are awesome. You can literally kill robots with them. He actually survived the CRT! Seriously? Come on, grab it. Oh, I got the lighter and spray paint. I wasn't able to set him on fire. Oh, he actually did jump in at nuclear contaminated water. Wow, that's really stupid. Maybe if you just search the desk, you'd find her. I guess he needs to really focus on, you know, setting up martial arts tournaments on random islands with dinosaurs. I need to get the... I do need to get the Dreamcast version at some point, though, because I would like to have a little better audio, because this game is absolutely amazing. It is as crazy as I remember, though, even if it's not exactly like I remember, in terms of level layout. But then again, I only played that once about 20 years ago, so my memory can be a little hazy. I'm surprised this game isn't more well-known than it is. Because this is amazing. Bearded man is a robot. And thank you. Chaos gods are me. I don't know. Corn ain't got nothing on me. Okay, that's an absolutely creepy little picture there. The eyes and the mask. It's like, holy crap. Which is creepier, that or Slanesh? I couldn't tell you. Or maybe that is an avatar of Slanesh. Slanesh. Count to 7. Although I think that's Nurgle. I can't remember. I can't remember what Slanesh's number is. I don't think I want to know. Grab the health. Grab the health. Come on. Come on, come on. I like how I still have to beat the shit out of these guys, but they have guns. I like how the guns do barely any more damage than actually punching him. It does barely any more damage than that. Malal? I didn't know I was Malal. Once again, why would you want to basically capture the president dressed like that? Where'd you get that hat anyway? It's absolutely stylish. And we go from shooting him to beating him up with a bamboo stick. Only in this game. And once again, I just have to question the logic of Wolverine claws and bright blue hair. You're just not going to be taken seriously. Not at all. And that brown skirt just looks utterly horrendous. But she's still kicking my ass, so I guess there's something to be said about bad fashion. Urban Chaos. I never heard of it until just now, to be perfectly honest. Well, I did not even react in time to avoid that. A bright green mask! That guy's just creepy. Holy crap. It makes Master Blaster look positively sane in comparison. I wonder when this game came out. I have no idea. Because, like, this is exactly what you'd want from a 3D beat-em-up. Because it has the colorful enemies. Eat a chair! I said eat a goddamn chair, you bastard! Okay, I can pick up the chair, but I can't pick up the trash can? I've done next to no damage to this guy. This is good. Actually, no, I'm not even hurting him. Oh, now I am. Oh, maybe I'll hit him in the head. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be easy. Oh, in fact, oh, that did a lot of damage. Fucking shot to the balls. Oh, that is hilarious. That does so much damage. It's like it does so much damage when you kick him in the crotch. I love it. Come on, give me another crotch shot. Does he have like a gas mask? No, I'll kick him in the stomach. That works too. McClane is having while in a coma. That makes sense. Now he'll finally be able to realize his dream of funding a martial arts tournament on an island with dinosaurs. So that's how... What is it? Heihachi, I think his name was? Oh, burn him! Once again, okay, this is... At the very least, these guys are dressed somewhat like actual criminals. Well, maybe not somewhat like actual criminals, but still. That 70s style pantsuit, you know, that doesn't look too bad. I can go for that. It's just not like bright pink. Bright pink and brown. I think that's a guy. I think that's a guy. And his hair at least is somewhat reasonable. It's not bright blue. Ooh, kick with the crotch. And the other guy has a leather jacket, so it looks a little bit tough. I can take him a little bit seriously. Oh wow, is that able to fucking counter? At least I get... Wow, John McClane, okay, between levels, I just recognized, he's like, his entire outfit is getting completely wrecked. He doesn't have shoes anymore. Like, none. I think he'd actually, you know, invest in better shoes. Oh, kick it. Yes. Balzer's weak point, indeed. Robot cookie. I have not played the Doom RPG before. I'm aware it exists, though. And I was busy looking at the chat and not trying to use the, not trying to succeed with the goddamn, another robot! Goddamn QTE. Come on, kick him. He doesn't even have shoes. Oh, that kick did a lot of damage to him. He doesn't even have shoes. He can literally kick through solid metal. And come on, it's John McClane. Now, if Schwarzenegger showed up, he could literally just use, like, the Schwarzenegger stare and just vaporize everything on screen. Now, that I would pay to see. I guess eventually I should do Terminator 2, the arcade game. That was actually one of my favorite arcade games back in the day, if only because it had Schwarzenegger in it. QTs have been around a long bloody time. A really long time, ladies and gentlemen. Want to get laser shooting robots. Now, I probably should have paid more attention to the story. Beat him with a... Oh, I'm beating him with his own arm! Now that is satisfying. I'd love to know how to use the secondary weapon. Okay, so he has the bearer bonds, but he wasn't able to take out, wasn't able to capture the president's daughter. So I guess that's something. Once again, what do they have her dressed in? It's like, that's just terrible. You know, maybe some of you guys should have actually been paying attention, because now I have the fucking bit. Well, then I get immediately punched in the back of the head, but oh well. But I punch John McClane in the back of the head. And these guys are a little better dressed. I think we're fine. I guess all their really low-ranking, disposable grunts have, like, the absolute worst fashion, whereas as we work our way up, they actually have people who know how to dress themselves appropriately. What's the green thing? Is that a grenade? No, it's a bottle. Okay. Yeah. Smack him. I'm a cut him. Oh, well, I said I was going to cut him. Instead, Fat Boston showed up. Now, his outfit is just utterly atrocious. I mean, come on. You're not even trying, dude. It's like, that's not even stereotypical bikers. Stereotypical bikers would think you're taking it too far. Quake Champions. You know, it might be good, but it is sad that there isn't another campaign-based Quake game. Aren't there are plenty of multiplayer. Ooh, kicked him in the crotch. The ultimate attack. The ultimate martial arts attack of E Honda. What's he doing here? Now, if only I knew how to pull off the crotch attack, because like that just works so perfectly. Absolutely perfect. The character models aren't bad, and it is cool that BJ Blazkowicz showed up along with the Doomslayer. BJ didn't even show up in Quake 3, which I didn't really think about that, but that's really quite the oversight for whatever reason. Alright. I do not know how long this game is. I'll probably stop.
I'm hiding in the private closet. Someone help me.
Oh no, Heihachi found her. Maybe she should have actually tried to... Oh crap. Aha! I have to pay attention to the QTEs. How tall is this building?
Someone help me.
It's Heihachi, no! And he's dressed like a cocktail waitress. Quake 2 is pretty good. I think that would actually be my favorite Quake game as well. Because I liked Quake 1 well enough, but Quake 2, in my opinion, was just slightly better. Well, no, I take that back. I like Quake 2 because it appeals to my sensibilities. Because I like the heavy metal soundtrack versus the atmospheric one. Because I never was a big fan of that sort of atmospheric style of music. You gotta love that voice acting. Although I'm not sure how much of that is voice acting, and how much of that is just the audio emulation isn't absolutely perfect on this particular game. Oh! Hit him with a thrown pistol. It reminds me of a playthrough I did of Alien vs. Predator where I killed the alien queen. Oh, goddammit. Wait, why are we fighting Mr. Rogers? And his twin brother. They can do sweep pretty good. But I actually was able to defeat the alien queen in Alien vs. Predator in one playthrough by using a thrown katana. Because one person I was playing with was playing as Lin Kurosawa, and I was playing as the Predator Warrior. That's what I was playing as. And they dropped their katana, and I picked it up and threw it at the alien queen, and thus won the game. Absolutely awesome. One of the best playthroughs of all time. Yeah, it would be nice to use that axe a little more. There's actually a Doom/Quake fan film called Doom Arenas, where Ranger, who appears in that, actually does use his axe to kill Grunt. Ooh, I won! Haha! Kicked all the Kung Fu fighting ninjas. But of course it didn't knock him out. Instead, let's use the giant... It's like, that's about the size of a fucking bolter! It's like, look at that MP5 is the size of a bolter. It even looks kind of like a bolter. Yeah, John McClane could go toe-to-toe with a Space Marine, possibly. I mean, hell, one Space Marine was able to be killed by a sharpened stick. Although the canonicity of that's a bit dubious. Now we got the fireman. The evil fireman. I do not know. Yeah, you could use that axe for gory kills, I realize. And Ranger is cool. Ranger is sadly a very underused... Oh, I'm out of money. Hey, it's like in real life. But Ranger was a fairly cool character. If only in the Doom arenas. He definitely deserved his own flashback, which sadly he did not get. Although Sarge from Quake 3 did. Wait, now we got Super Fireman. We got Fireblower. What was he doing there? Was he fucking throwing up or something? Like, seriously, instead of just sort of looking at the ground, he could have, you know, attacked. I do not know how I did that flip. So, the King of the Firemen, he's not doing very good. Mainly because it just blew up with the rocket and shot him in the face. And Quake did indeed have a great... Oh, we're already at Heihachi, finally!
This whole building will explode in 5 minutes. But you won't live to see it anyway!
Wait, why does he have... Okay, wait a minute. Why... Shit, Heihachi hits hard. And is that supposed to be the president? Looks like fucking Himmler. Oh, Dad, this is an alternate... This is the fucking man in the High Castle universe. Maybe we shouldn't say the president's daughter. Actually, let's get the mighty golf clubs and beat the shit out of Heihachi. Now, after we defeat him, I assume the game's over. Because it feels like a natural ending point. Smack him. Also, you gotta love how the office is weaponized. He literally hit me with a picture of... No, wait, that's Donald Pleasance. This is Escape from New York. Let's see, I can't really read the chat with a game like this. Caleb from Blood shows up apparently in something. Caleb, I don't think ever really went anywhere outside of Blood 2, which I never could get to work, so I have not played Blood 2. I've only played Blood 1, and Blood 1 is actually pretty good. I always think Caleb could make for a decent villain character since he was never actually supposed to be good. Oh! Fucking punch him in the stomach! Oh, shit. I got hit by I don't even know what. So, Donald Pleasance. We're actually fighting to save Donald Pleasance's daughter. I'm very surprised at this. Now he can fucking tank gunshots. Although I think he had like at least 3 health bars, because now they hurt. If I knew how to do the crotch shot. Because if I did that, that'd fucking kill him in 1 hit. Come on, Heihachi. You're gonna put on that fucking cocktail dress and you're gonna like it. Oh! That was actually a pretty cool wrestling move. And then I got killed by a sliding, I don't even know. What is that? I guess those are sliding computer monitors? I hate that stuff being working in there. Kingpin Life of Crime. I've heard of it, but not... Wow. Once again, you might as well just put a bloody vacuum have a bloody vacuum attached to the arcade machine. Ooh, smack him! I love when you can throw a gun in games and it actually damages the enemy somewhat. Ugh, come on. Now this should be the plot for Die Hard, what, 7 now? It just won't let that franchise die. John McClane versus Heihachi on the island of Tekken. Blood Vengeance. Tekken. Oh, god damn it. It is time for some blood vengeance. Hey, I was actually... God damn it. I was actually invincible for a second. Aha! Take that, Heihachi. Fuck you. Wait, I just beat him up! How is he escaping? Well, that's convenient. Oh, now we gotta find him again. Damn you. Just let... Okay, why can't you use the helicopter rotor to, like, cut his head off? I mean, seriously. Alright, Heihachi, I'm gonna fuck him up. Oh! I really did fuck him up. Oh, smack him, smack him! But he has too much of a health bar to actually be bothered by that. But since this has a 2-player option, I wonder who John McClane's partner is. Now, it'd be awesome if it was Samuel. Because that's... Ooh, that had to hurt. Because really, John McClane's only real partner in any Die Hard should be... Oh, really? He's able... Ooh! Now that worked. You kick Heihachi in the balls, that'll really get rid of his 5 goddamn health bars. I'm not reading the chat at all. I apologize. Because this takes too much concentration. Okay, where's he getting the other swords? Oh! Like, if you can pull... If you can master the crotch shot, that will take down anything. Because look how much damage that did to him. Come on, smack him. Smack him. Yes!
Thank you.
That's it? That's all I get? Just thank you? After all that? I mean, hell, even... fucking Ashley did more than that. Although at least the president's daughter wasn't nearly as annoying as Ashley. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dynamite Deka. And hello, Everuni. Let's see. You gotta... Oh, I'm doing okay. Carl Winslow, the dark, gritty reboot. Now that I could go for. As for me, everything is decent enough. Just really, really tired today. It's been a long day because of that goddamn hurricane. Alright, and so that was Dynamite Deka. It wasn't very long, actually, but it was a great deal of fun. I guess the PlayStation... not the PlayStation, the Dreamcast version actually is a lot longer. Oh, you had to fight your partner in the ending. I guess that's like in Double Dragon, I think you had to do that. Where Winslow shoots Urkel's head off. Okay, that escalated quickly. Okay, I will play another game for a little while. Because that lasted like no time at all. Let's see here. Gun Force. Battlefire engulfed Terror Island. You gotta love that name. You really do. I really hope that MAME will actually show back up. Yeah, there it goes. Sweet. Why would you fight her? Yeah, it's a number of, the little girl wanted a new bodyguard or something, wanted to see who was worthy. So basically it is Tekken. Irem. Okay, this is one of those, proto-Metal Slug games that has a lot louder audio than, Dynamite Deka was. I've never been a big fan of racing games. It's not that I don't like them, it's just I've never really found them to be that fun. Outside of the F-Zero series, and I like that game just for its sci-fi aesthetic. And yeah, this is an arcade game, ladies and gentlemen, where one hit equals one death. Give it a fucking auto. But this game definitely feels like very much like a proto Metal Slug, although it's a lot harder and a lot more annoying in many respects. You play some random future soldier guy with a laser rifle. It also feels a lot like Cyberlip. And you can actually aim in a wide variety of directions, which is actually really quite good. There's a lot of games that give you fixed firing directions, which is really annoying. Racist for racing games. God. It's just I don't really find driving a car that fun. And yes, RE 1.5, I must have downloaded a much older build by accident. So, because it didn't work, like, at all. If it got stuck in the menu once, which was heartily annoying. So, moved on to Dynamite Deka, and now to Gun Force, the Battle Engulfed Terror Island. This is a little bit better than Contra in many respects, because you don't die on contact with the enemy, which is one thing that always annoyed me about Contra. Because that just seems so stupid. You touch an enemy and instantly die. At least that's justified somewhat in Metal Slug, where an enemy can knife you, which makes a little more sense. Let's see, well, you'll just need to send me a link to it. I guess I can, depending on how much time I have. Just send a link and we shall see. But keep in mind, I do get a lot of links to a lot of WADs that people have made. If it's loud, I will turn it down to there. I can assume it was... Because I can't hear what it said. I assumed it was lower than that. And yeah, I'm glad I was able to survive that gutty thing. There's still a lot of flooding out there, though. A lot of flooding. Play anyone's WAD for cash. What kind of wad is it? Because like my personal favorite wads are actually tech-based wads. I never was a big fan of the hell map tile sets, to be perfectly honest. Come on, come on. It's the one part I always hated about Contra. These bosses are literally quarter sponges. You could put a link to it through just an email of some description, or just PM me, because I actually do check those messages from time to time. And if I know there's gonna be a message, I'll check it. God damn it! Come on, come on. This is about as far as I'd get if I actually had to. Look at that! We already threw $10. Although if I wasn't paying attention to, Dropbox should work as well. There. Oh, I died just as soon as I defeated the boss. Let's put in more money. When in doubt, throw money at it. Just like the government. I have crossed the enemy front base. I will head for the new enemy supply depot. And dude, that helmet you got, it's not really... I know you're supposed to be really, tough looking, but you just look like some kind of goofy con goer. I mean, seriously. Even somebody at a con would think you look a little silly with that. God damn it. That one-hit death, that's really that just sucks the quarters right out of your pocket. And once again, this is in many respects a proto Metal Slug. You even get to drive on a little vehicle here. Although, unlike with Metal Slug, you don't take any extra damage when you're on the little vehicle. In fact, as far as I know, you don't take any extra damage no matter what you're in or on. Level design for this isn't too bad, actually. Favorite Metal Slug? Metal Slug 3. That is where they absolutely perfected Metal Slug, in my personal opinion. Metal Slug 5 is also pretty good. Metal Slug 1 and 2... Metal Slug 2 isn't bad in terms of what it introduces, but it does have a lot of slowdown. So, yeah. Mediafire. Yeah, Mediafire is kind of annoying. There's a lot of... It works, but I would prefer not to have to use Mediafire. There's like so many ads, things of that nature. Yeah, Googlog Drive isn't bad. God damn it. I blame the chat all times. God damn it. It's like, how exactly are you supposed to survive against all of this? Against every bit of this? Like, I guess if you had 2 players, maybe. But you're spending a shitload of money on this regardless. But that was the idea of these old arcade games. They wanted you to spend a shitload of money to actually get anywhere. You can always check eBay. I actually don't have a very big Sega Genesis collection. And I have some, but not many. And these days, retro games have gone through the goddamn roof. Call of Chernobyl. Shadow of Chernobyl. I'd have to find the disc. Smash the enemy supply depot. I will head for the communication tower. Is that all you do? Is that you're very on, sir? You know, random arcade guy. You need to calm down. You know. Well, that blew that helicopter up. Like, holy crap. But IRIM has always been well known for their great games, like that Metal Storm game that I would have never known existed had it not been for that, was it the Happy Video Game Nerd? I wonder if he still does anything. Yeah, I think he might, but I've not watched a Happy Video Game Nerd in years. Oh, those old reviewers, they've all gone on to do a variety of things. Some better than others. But at least Spoonie's back, sort of, although he's probably back for the most cynical of reasons, money. But then I can understand that. I need money. I need lots of money. Call of Pripyat. You know, I do not have that. Sonic? What's wrong with Sonic? Sonic's great. Although I have heard that Sonic Mania is halfway decent, which I find interesting because the last few Sonic games have not been very good. But then again, I never was a big Sonic guy anyway. I mean, I like Sonic on the Genesis. I like Sonic Adventure, but outside of that, I just never really cared. Oh god, don't fall off the screen. That's the other thing I hate about Contra, is you can fall off the screen and die, which doesn't make any sense, because shouldn't there be ground there? I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense, but I guess it's video game. It's a video game. And it's also a lot like Cyberlip as well, because your second weapon actually has an ammo counter just like it. Oh no, don't fall off. Don't fall off. I'll check the chat as soon as I... Well, I'm always I'm always about to die in any arcade game, but still. Let's try to drop down. Grab the laser. The laser. The light amplified. Kill everything gun. I think that spells laser, right? Favorite alien thing outside of the movies? You know, that's a good question. I would say... no, something purely alien-based. I would say Aliens Infestation, as it actually shows so much of the actual Aliens universe. Now, in terms of, like, books, my single favorite alien book is still Earth Hive. God damn it, that is just totally unfair. There we go. Earth Hive, I think, is my favorite alien book. Favorite alien comic is Stronghold, just because you have the android xenomorph that smokes a cigar and shoots a plasma rifle and isn't afraid of anything. I think that's one of the most awesome and god damn it, it's one of the most awesome and hilarious of concepts. And hell, his name is even hilarious in many instances, because the android xenomorph that chomps on a cigar is actually named Jerry. It's just Jerry. It's like, it's not like Demos or like Cerberus. It's just Jerry. It's just Jerry. That's it. What's the alien chomping on a cigar, shooting a laser rifle's name is Jerry. It's almost as bad as if his name was... It's almost as funny as if his name was like Bob or something, like Bob the Alien. Oh, I could have just climbed up there. I had to jump on there. Oh well. And the graphics for this game are really, really quite well drawn. I think there is a Super Nintendo port of this, but I'm not sure if it was actually released in the U.S. or not. I just know it is on the Super Nintendo because it's in my ROMs folder. I've never actually played it on the Super Nintendo. The Alien Predator, like, is Alien vs. Predator Classic 2000. Well, the Alien vs. Predator Classic 2000 is really quite good. I recommend finding a copy of AVP 2 though, because it has an even better story than AVP Classic 2000. Although AVP Classic 2000 had a very minimalist story, but it left a lot to the imagination. And well, what's interesting about that is Classic 2000 left a lot to the imagination, but I guess I played it at just the right time to really just kind of infer what was going on. What happened to Bloodstain? I could go back to that, but I just haven't played any more of it. River of Pain. I think I have that. If it's the first of the new Alien books, then yeah, I do. Holy shit, we got a fucking Sheridan! Now watch, I'm still gonna be able to die easily though in this, because of course I can. It's kind of like in Halo where you have the Scorpion tank, but you still take the same amount of damage that you would if you were on foot, which I find quite hilarious. I guess they try to justify it in saying that, oh, well, the hatch isn't armored, but then why would you put a hatch like that? I think I died. I think. Because I look exactly like one... Well, of course I got run over. Brilliant. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. Because there's Bloodstained the Doom Wad. Well, there's a lot of different universes they could have a versus kind of thing if they did it right. Alien vs. Predator is interesting in that they go so well together, but when you think about it, no one really thought... The whole thought process behind Alien vs. Predator was like, well, what if the alien and the Predator fought? What would it look like? And somehow they turned it into something that was actually quite an interesting little design. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I have that one. I read the first one as well. First of the new Alien books that has Ripley being woken up, but then conveniently she has amnesia at the end of the book, so she doesn't remember. Well, no. Well, I'm going to explain. Ripley gets woken up earlier than in Aliens, and then she somehow gets amnesia at the end of the book, so she doesn't remember. Because reasons. I don't really get the point of that. It's like, why would you have a book where she gets woken up earlier just so she can forget it by the end of the book? It's like, I guess that's different, but still. There was actually, well, I don't know, I think Bionicle could really be mixed with a few things, though. Bionicle is just so, it's a Lego universe, which would be a bit difficult. to mix with other things. $40, shit. That definitely went up. Halo and Star Wars, yeah, now you're pushing it. The thing is, though, you have to take two universes that are evenly matched, or don't really have this massively expanded canon, because, like, Star Wars and Star Trek fighting one another, it's like, the only way that would work, and the only way it has worked in good fanfic, is where there's, like, a wormhole to the Star Wars galaxy, but then it's like, well, then it just doesn't really... You basically, the best of the crossovers is where it makes logical sense for them to share the same universe. Like Alien and Predator. It's like, nothing really... It makes sense for them to share the same universe in many instances. Like, one showing up does not just seem out of nowhere. It's like, it would make... It's like, okay, with Alien, you don't know that the Predators don't exist in that universe because you're on one ship. In Aliens, you don't know that either, so it's like... It doesn't feel jarring, essentially. You're not having to have like a wormhole or some sort of massive canon rewrite to get them to work. If I'm making any sense at all. Okay, I see what you mean. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. That's another game I need to do a review on. I actually have that for the PS2, legitimate. That's a game that, you know, it never got a PC port, and I don't think it actually got ported to the Xbox either. I don't think it did. It's one of those that was just randomly on... Well, just about every Star Wars game has a PC port. Even Jedi Starfighter does, but for some reason Bounty Hunter doesn't, and it's a really good game. It's a great little 3D platformer kind of game, and Jango Fett is awesome. Star Wars out of Star Trek. There's one fanfic I recommend above all others, and that is... What was that called? Like Star Trek Onslaught or something? Or Star Wars Onslaught. I forget where you find it. It's either Star Wars or Star Trek Onslaught. But it must have been written before 2008. Because it has... I've not played the modern day Battlefront. I don't really like EA that much, so I didn't bother. But Star Trek or Star Wars Onslaught is probably the best Star Wars versus Star Trek ever. Because it actually... Well, okay, when I say it's the best, it still doesn't get Star Trek as well as it should, but it doesn't just make it... It's less biased, if that makes any sense, than a lot of those. It doesn't just... I actually hit player 2, so he's just going to stand there like an idiot. Player 2. How little we knew ye. Let's see. Good FPS to get. Well, outside of Doom 2016, I would recommend Prey, but that's not really an FPS game. It's a first-person game. Prey 2017 was quite good, even if I haven't finished it yet. You know, I've not played the Game Boy version of Star Wars. I played the Game Boy Advance version of Episode 3, which is a really damn good beat-em-up. But I've not played those Game Boy Star Wars games. I played the SNES versions, which are fucking hard beyond imagining. Wolfenstein 2. That is going to be a great game in theory. It looks good from the trailers. I'm definitely going to get it when it comes out. But you never know. We all remember what happened with Colonial Marines. It did not end well. But Prey 2017 really shouldn't even be called Prey 2017 because it's System Shock 2017 in literally every respect. And it's a really good System Shock game. It's a good System Shock game with shades of BioShock in it because it has that sort of retro future aesthetic. Battlefield 1. Well, I don't know. Battlefield 1 I think didn't have a very good campaign. But once again, I haven't played it. So I couldn't tell you if it was good or not. I mean, it's interesting to see a World War I game. There's an alternate history World War I game out there called, like, Iron something or other that you can get on GOG, but I haven't played it. It sounds interesting, though. Like, it's the future, where it's a steampunk future, where, like, World War I is somehow still going on, even though that makes zero logical sense. Okay, that is bullshit. That is bullshit right there. Okay, I'm sorry. That, once again, you might as well have a vacuum set up so you can just suck the coin straight out of the pocket because he's right there by the bloody ladder. You can't avoid it. You can't. These games were never meant to be finished, I guess. Eventually I need to do a stream of Aliens the Arcade game. That game is another quarter vacuum, and yet it is quite good. Even if there are indeed pink aliens, because reasons, and electro aliens as well. I still need to play System Shock 1 and 2. I mean, I've played them a little bit, but not much. Once again, look at this. Just quarter fucking vacuum. You know, I'm gonna run through. I'm just gonna run through. I'm not gonna fight it. If they want to be that unfair, well, I'm actually doing better just running through. I'm actually dying. I actually died less not fighting anything. Taking a, you know, doing a pacifist run. Because I'm that nice. Necrovision. I've never heard of that. I know that the game I'm thinking of had like iron in the title. That game also had a very, shall we say, interesting story where like the stock market worked by betting on how long the soldiers would live. I think that's supposed to be a satire, but seriously, that would make no sense in any way, shape, or form. Hey, we got a power loader! It's aliens! That looks kind of like the power loader. That's definitely where they were going with that. Any game that has a mech is awesome. Even if the mech it does nothing to armor me! Okay, and I can't go, I cannot... Oh, I think there's something on the ground, maybe? I literally can't go past there. I don't know how to get out. Okay, come on, just kill me. Oh no. You telling me there's some kind of an error here? Because I don't know how to get out. Okay, oh, that's what I will literally just let them run into the power loader until it blows up. Supply drops. The World War II equivalent of Predator missiles. Well, you know, they had something like that in Call of Duty WA, where like you could call in the rockets from the ships. Rockets from the ship. Well, that's true. Okay, that's really cool. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Okay, that was hilarious. Like, it literally just ran and blasted me. Holy shit, they've got health. Like, these guys have got a lot of health. This is actually a pretty interesting enemy design here. I don't think I ever got this far in this game. But this is definitely inspired from Contra. Although Contra was more alien-inspired. Was more aliens-inspired. Glide bomb. That existed, but not quite the way I think they're thinking it does. Enemies in these kind of games never have a will to live. Okay, this is just insane. This is crazy. How, even with 2 players, how would you possibly fight this? And yes, it does say Resident Evil 1.5. It didn't work. Like, it did not work at all. Because I had a much older version of that particular ISO. Okay, let's just try to shoot this in the fleeting seconds that I'm actually alive. How are you supposed to avoid that? That is just so blatant. Well, actually, it's pretty funny, but still. It's like, look at them. Look at them. They just won't. They just keep coming. And there's no way you can actually defend yourself, because by the time you've shot one, the other one has killed you. And see you, Smuggler's Comedy. Mega Man 5 is $80 right now. Yeah, why am I not surprised? It's a Mega Man game. And all those games are all those famous games are going to be very expensive. Is there any way to fight this? You know, like, activate that lever or something? No, nothing. Ooh, wait a minute. I wonder if I'm supposed to jump over here. No, there's no way to really stand up there. LDS Dream Simulator, I have not, or LDS. No, I've not played Mormon Simulator on the PS1. I have not. Nor have I played LSD Simulator either. Ah, well, at least we're getting some damage done, but look at that. If you actually tried to pay real money to play this game, it would cost you more than a real game would cost. I can't imagine trying to do this with like the limited credits you'd have like on an actual console version. Oh, come on. Let me get to the bloody bazooka. The Baz. I need the Baz. Shit. I'm trying to shoot the bloody thing. Accidentally. 2 different color GBAs. I don't understand. Oh, you have 2 different colors. You know, I don't even have a GBA. I have a GBA Micro, but not an SP or anything. Well, literally, the alien is vomiting on me. The alien in the thing is now vomiting on me, whilst constantly just, I guess, shooting out small clones of itself. My God, I hope this is the final boss, because damn. This is literally eaten through probably like $20 or $30 worth of quarters, you know? When I used to go to the arcade, I'd get maybe like $1's worth. Like 4 quarters. That's what I always remember. Can I have 4 quarters? That's like maybe 2 games. You'd probably eat through that in like a sec. Well, no. I already have eaten through that many times over. There we go, finally. God damn. That is totally not fair. That was totally... And yeah, well, it's also pretty much the final boss from Contra as well. It is pretty blatant. And I'm not actually controlling this. This is the end cutscene. I wonder what it's going to be. Congratulation? I'm expecting a congratulation. No, we gotta get to the boat. And go fight Raul Julia. No, probably not. Congratulations, what brave fighters you are! Thanks to your heroic deeds, Mother Earth has been saved from the evil invaders, and peace has now returned to the land. I don't think they expected anyone to actually see that. That's basically the Contra ending. It's brilliant. Can I get those 20 credits back? Just imagine, like, you just put in quarter after quarter. Okay, I will actually do this just from, as a tribute to Ashen's. Bum. See, back in the day, twin sister. Well, that's random. Yeah, Metal Slug 3D. I've wanted to play that, but I can't find an ISO for it. With erotic Doom fanfic. Oh dear! Mother Earth has been saved. Alright, well that was Gun Force, Battle Engulfed, Terror Island. You gotta love that name. Let's see, what else we got? I'll do a little bit of more. Let's see, how long have we been going? An hour? That game's too hard. Space Invaders. That game's a little too boring. Not the Space Invaders. No, Space Invaders gets old after a while. TMNT, Video Hustler. I don't remember downloading that. X-Men. Okay, let's go back up here. There's Qbert. Crazy Kong. Yeah, why not? For old time's sake. I don't think I'm going to finish it, but I'll play it for a little while. Hey, those were cool games. I'll go check that out. Oh, you wanted a cool game? Well, here you go. Aliens. You know, Aliens is an interesting game in that when I discovered it, that is kind of the moment where I decided to actually do reviews, because I'd never heard of it until I literally just stumbled upon it randomly. I was like, well, why don't other reviewers talk about this stuff? I'd like to know about these things. I was like, well, you know what? I will be the one to talk about it. It's like really, you don't see a lot of internet reviewers, at least, well, even now, talk about games this obscure. And you wouldn't think Aliens arcade game would be that obscure, you know? Because it's an Aliens game, and it's really good. It's a simple side-scrolling shooter, but literally, prior to 2009, I'd never even heard of it. No one talked about it. Instead, people would rather just talk about, you know, Superman 64 that no one cares about. Or, better yet, you know, the fact that Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually Doki Doki No Panic. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Talk about something good for once, goddammit. Or, of course, we get reviews of the latest Call of Duty. which I was going to review until I realized Wolfenstein New Order Wolfenstein 2 was coming out. But still, though, that's why I like doing games that not a lot of people talk about, and not a lot of people talk about this game, like, at all. I think I was, like, the only review of that for, like, years. Because I've certainly never seen a review of this prior to me. Now, one thing that's hilarious is you got Ripley here. Why does she look like Simon Phoenix? Like, seriously. She looks like Dennis Rodman. You know, with that hair and those blue jeans. Like, when did Ripley ever have blonde hair?
Come on!
And how does she know exactly how far Newt is? And how did Newt get out here? That's my question. We saw her just sort of wandering around like an idiot. So it's like, how did she get there? How? I do not understand. Alien and Doom crossover? That could work potentially. Potentially. And I've read a lot of Hardcore Gaming 101. What should be 2 of? I don't know. There we go. 11 dB. Or negative 11 dB. But how did she get all the way down there? How did she get there? Like, if an alien had flown off with her, it would have made sense. But seriously, it hadn't. So, like, how did she get there? She must run really fast. She's trying for the fucking Olympics. Now, there actually is a comic that explains the events prior to Aliens as well. And Newt's brother is fucking hardcore. He actually shoots an alien in the face. Sadly, he is almost immediately killed by the acid splash. But you know what? At least he fucking got a shot off. That's more than a lot of people could say when they go up against the Xenos. Let's see. Inspired. Doom was greatly inspired by Doom. Don't you mean Aliens? But yeah, I've definitely heard of that. Where Doom was supposed to be an Aliens game, but they didn't want to give up creative control. You know what? I think that would work quite well. If I get Sylvester Stallone kicking the crap out of aliens. I would like to see that, or a crossover between Rambo and the Freedom Force and Operation Aliens. It could work. It could happen. You never know. God damn it. Fucking Ripley. This is yet another one of those quarter vacuums, but at the same time, it's not quite as egregious as Gun Force was just now. Let's see. And hello, Eddie from Connecticut. Connecticut, a very small state that easily gets lost amongst all the others in that particular region. And of course we have purple aliens. Now this is a fairly difficult part because like you die instantly if the elevator crashes to the ground and everything's trying to cut those fucking cables. Have they ever heard of automatic brakes? I should think not. It's the corporate future, they don't care. That's a good enough excuse as any. And bright green face huggers, because, yeah. But you could get away with that back in 1990. I just could not believe when I finally discovered this game. Rambo could take on the Predator quite easily, I should think. Perhaps they could reminisce about PTSD, you never know. But, let's see, where was I? Yeah, like, this is a game that it's just so obscure. No one really seems to know about it. Like, once again, you wouldn't think. People know about AVP. They know a lot about that, but not this. Like, this isn't even bad at all. This is exactly what you'd want from an Aliens game. I'm just surprised that it's as good as it is. And just look at the backgrounds on this. Look at how much attention they lavished on this bloody thing. I don't know if there was a Rambo movie where they did that. But, yeah, it makes sense. I'm looking at the stream. It doesn't look like the contrast is high. It looks fine to me. I wouldn't even know how to change that anyway on MAME. I had heard that one of the Predator 1 guys had sadly passed on. It seems like a lot of people are dying off recently. For whatever reason. Now, of course, this is one of those games where you do have, like, the human mutants that want to attack for some reason, even though that was never seen in the movies. It's like, I don't really understand why they had that. It just seems really random. And also, where did they get the Lewis guns? I want to know that. Like, this is the future. How can they get a gun from fucking World War I? I guess they might have had the plans, or they could have had a guy that was really into history. You never know. Oh yeah, Judge Dredd and Alien and Predator. I have both, but I don't have the modern one. Judge Dredd versus the Predator. See, that's another random one. Like, you wouldn't think that that they would coexist in the same universe. It just makes no sense at all. And that's why I started the whole channel, Turok Piracy, is to talk about games that no one on the internet talked about. It doesn't seem any brighter on my end. I don't know, maybe the stream is doing something to it, but I don't know how to change it. Alien 3 on Genesis isn't bad, but I think the Super Nintendo version of Alien 3 is just the best because it actually has like mission objectives and things of that nature. And all shall quail in fear of the weird cotton ball alien. I mean, all these alien bosses are very reminiscent of like the Kenner toy line. I don't think I'm going to finish the game because I'm starting to get a bad headache again. I guess that's the problem with me trying to do these live streams when I'm really, really tired. Like, how are they shooting out face huggers and still able to walk around? But that's a Lewis gun. Look at that. He's not very smart, is he, though? He's just going to shoot those same bullets over and over again. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. Where'd they get the Lewis guns? I want to know. I want to know. Now, like the Terminator, that makes a little bit of sense. Like, also, these guys have pistols. They're smart. They're like fucking torsos, and yet they're still cognizant enough to operate a handgun. Like, the Terminator makes a little bit of sense. Like, where they get the, you know, hyperdrive. Well, maybe Skynet invented it. I could go for that. Well, by far the weirdest alien crossover, and I mention this in every stream I can think of, because it's the weirdest one of them all. It's Aliens versus Wildcats. What's Wildcats? Well, Wildcats is the 1990s. It's a X-Men styled super team that no one remembers because no one cared. And Wildcats fought the alien, apparently, in one of the comics. Or, actually, no, I got an even more random one for you. There's Aliens versus Predator versus Witchblade versus Darkness. Yes, this exists. Aliens versus Predator versus Witchblade versus Darkness is a thing. In that game, or not in the game, in that comic, what you have is Witchblade, a superhero that no one cares about, and Darkness, an anti-hero that got a couple of games and then promptly no one cared about again. You're gonna love how Ripley just literally eats a piece of raw meat on the ground to regain health, because, yeah, that makes sense. I guess they could have found him, still, though. I don't know if Terminator was weird. I thought it was pretty good. But new tech in the old workings? Maybe. There's actually a Fallout fanfic that does that. They actually unfreeze an old German soldier from World War II and actually fix up his MP40. And, well, it works. Actually, no, that's a really cool fanfic I'd recommend. That's another crossover that could work. Fallout New Vegas meets Mass Effect. It's just where Fallout is the past of Mass Effect. And it's really quite cool, actually. It's a really good fanfic. I can't remember what... From the Ashes, that's the name of it. I highly recommend that. It's actually pretty well written, despite it being written by a complete amateur. Prose isn't bad, characters are pretty good. And it's one of those where it's one of those two Shep Mass Effect universes where both Sheps exist. Batman vs. Aliens. I have both of those comics. It's not too bad. Harold Lutter nearly died. I don't know. There's so many of those. This is totally not a repurposed Contra boss. Not at all. But yeah, it's like Aliens versus Predator versus Witchblade versus Darkness. I mean, that's when you know they're reaching. That and Wildcats versus the aliens. Wildcats. It's like it got a. I think Wildcats got a TV show, or at the very least a pilot episode, because I remember seeing the intro to that show, and literally they try a '90s rap. Now, it's definitely very '90s in terms of its rapping ability, with one of the lyrics being "They're heroes, not zeros." Yes, I'm not joking. That's actually something they thought would sell, and did not. Oh yeah, this is a Konami game. Yeah, well, see, in the modern era, we'd probably get like Aliens the Pachinko Machine. But you know what? You know I'd play it, so I guess I probably shouldn't say that too loud. Aliens, the pachinko machine. I wonder, did Aliens ever get a pinball machine? Seems like everything got a pinball machine, even fucking Krull. Never really saw the appeal of pinball. I mean, I like pinball well enough, but like the themed things, it's like, does that really make that much of a difference? I suppose it does to some, but I don't really care. Never really cared much. 1.5 didn't work. So, yeah. I moved on to a bunch of MAME games. Versus Predator versus Turok. You know, that'd be cool, but that'd still be a really, really random one. Alien versus He-Man versus World War II. There is something kind of like that. There's a Swarm on the Somme, where basically the Zerg invade during World War I. It works. Star Wars bottled water. And yeah, Aliens, I downloaded an older version of the ISO, so it didn't work very well. So yeah, just nothing worked on it. PlayStation emulators can be easy, and PlayStation emulators can be difficult. And I just happened to get one that didn't work quite well. Alien versus Starship Troopers, so basically Starship Troopers then. It might as well be. 5,000 on a... Well, I wouldn't be surprised, because arcade machines and pinball machines ain't cheap. And Duke Nukem pinball, yeah, Balls of Steel. I don't think it was actually a physical pinball machine. The one pinball machine that actually sticks out in my memory right now, as I'm thinking about it, is actually the Judge Dredd pinball machine. I remember playing that and thinking, when I say it was Judge Dredd, it of course was the Stallone Dredd. So I knew you'd say that, Dredd. And ultimately, I remember playing that pinball machine. I don't remember like really having a super amount of fun with it, but I do know that I played it. And of course, it's the brain alien from Starship Troopers. See, Starship Troopers is already in Aliens, because it looks exactly like the brain bug from Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers, had a good first movie, and the rest were kind of crap. So, yeah. Ghostbusters versus Aliens. Well, Ghostbusters have crossed over with Star Trek, I think. Or it might have been Batman, I don't know. The crossovers are getting a little crazy, just like Elmer Fudd versus Batman. Although, I still want to read that. I have not read it yet. From what I've heard, it's actually supposed to be halfway decent. So, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think it. One of the other weird crossovers was Mars Attacks versus Transformers, which actually was a halfway decent comic. I don't know if there's a new Starship Troopers movie. I think there's like a new animated one, but not an actual live-action one. There actually is a Starship Troopers OVA that's that's a little more faithful to the book, although I have not seen it yet. You get off how they're phasing through the solid matter of the floor. Like, if they could do that, we might as well just surrender to the Xenos. Give me a facehugger forthwith. But Starship Troopers, you know, the book is completely different from the Verhoeven movie. Like, it's a completely, you might as well just call it a completely different universe. And it does a completely different thing with the setting. And the, I don't even think it has arachnids in it. I think it has, I think it's just called bugs or something along those lines. And there's actual power armor in them. So yeah. Batman meets Scooby-Doo. I remember seeing the original show back on Cartoon Network. But it was it was 70s Batman who meets Scooby-Doo. They actually kind of do a send-up of they don't kind of, they do a send-up of that in Batman the Brave and the Bold, where they actually let Batman beat the crap out of some enemies. Whereas in the original episode of Scooby-Doo, he's like, I remember seeing that. I saw the rerun of that. And that rerun, I was looking forward to it. It's like, it's Batman teaming up with Scooby-Doo. It's going to be great. It really wasn't. If I'm not mistaken, like, they were barely in it, and they didn't really do much. Because I gotta remember, I was watching that, like, in the 1990s with Batman the Animated Series, so I was expecting the Batman in that particular show to act the exact same way. And, yeah, he didn't. So I was quite disappointed by the whole thing. Roughnecks. Quite good show, actually. Well, I haven't seen it. So it's hard to say. If it's based more on the book, I guess it would make sense if it was slower than the Verhoeven movie, because the book was kind of slow and a little bit boring, because it was more about politics than anything else. Old R.A. Heinlein, quite the good writer. His stuff has not aged nearly as bad as you would think, although the tech has aged quite a bit. But a lot of the politics he talks about actually is still an issue even to this day. But what's funny about one of his books is Heinlein was writing, in the 50s. Some of the stuff he says is a bit silly. For example, this is a particularly infamous example. Thundercats versus the Star Wars Christmas special. Ugh. I've seen, and I imagine he has, but I have seen the Star Wars Christmas special, and holy crap, it's terrible. And yeah, I have read Armor. That is a fucking awesome book. I highly recommend it. And I got it completely randomly, too. I just had a friend of mine just basically, oh yeah, I had this book in my truck. I thought you might want to read it because it's sci-fi. I'm not even joking. This is what someone said to me. I was like, oh, the cover looked cool, and it had a guy in power armor. I had no idea how good it was gonna be, but holy shit, it was good. It is really good. Armor. It's actually, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Let me put it this way: the title means more than you think it does. It's really good. It deserves to be read. And it is a very good example of classic sci-fi. The Shadow Warrior novels. I never got the first one, but I got the second one, and I thought it was actually pretty readable. And Lo Wang actually fights a dinosaur man towards the end of the book, and it's actually pretty cool. Now that Shadow Warrior, there should have been like maybe there was an expansion pack. I don't know, and I don't remember, but Shadow Warrior needed more love than it got back in the 90s. Like, modern Shadow Warrior is very different from the original Shadow Warrior, but still good. You don't mess with Lo Wang, indeed. Although, like, he has sex with some random woman. Actually, it's not really a random woman, like, she's a major character, but she actually calls him Hai Wang. You can imagine why. Because, well, Lo Wang is basically Asian Duke Nukem. And by basically, I mean, he pretty much is Asian Duke Nukem. Come on, stop bouncing around, you fucking asshole! Finally, goddamn. Okay, but I guess it doesn't have a dinosaur man. Duke Nukem Shadow Warrior / Blood crossover. You know what's funny about that? I always thought there was a Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior crossover. Come to find out there really wasn't. It was just they packaged Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior in the same package. And I thought, oh, it's a cross. No, it's not a crossover. It's just the two games in one fucking package. Rawhead Rex. I have never heard of that. I've never heard of that at all. Frog Alien. Frigalian. Alright, I'm going to... I think I'll stop with the electric aliens. I'll keep going for a little while longer. Okay, how exactly am I supposed to fight those guys? Honestly? Wow, they do a shitload of damage. I do not remember this part at all. Like, I remembered every other part, but I did not remember those Xenos attacking through the grate there. Did not remember it all. Really, I'm glad that Shadow Warrior got a good remake, unlike other... Lo Wang, Sailor Moon. I don't know, Sailor Moon, I think, was supposed to be underage. Although what's amusing about that is I think her character model was somebody like in their 20s, so it's hard to say. Which I suppose makes sense, because it would be kind of silly to see, you know, like, it'd be silly to see, like, a kid going around and fighting all those villains. But it's always an interesting thing when it comes to, like, having a teen hero, is it doesn't make as much logical sense as one would like. It's because, like, when they have to, like, go to school and all the rest, like, they get out of school early for their job, but what's their job? Saving the world! Now, one thing that's really hilarious about this particular sequence, in the review I did of this game, the sound cut out when I was recording. So, like, I actually just put some music from the actual movie, which thankfully doesn't have a copyright on it. Thankfully. Maybe it was nice and quiet enough that no one cared. I don't know. Oh, I guess You talking about Shadow Warrior or something else, or Resident Evil 1.5? I have to change that title. Just random MAME games. All right, so after I defeat this boss, I'm going to call it a stream because my head hurts and I am tired. Having to deal with hurricanes and people dying is not a fun experience. Although I don't know of anyone who actually died in a hurricane. Somebody actually died a few weeks ago and still been trying to get over that. God damn it. This boss was always a bloody challenge to get through. Oh, Shadow Warrior? Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! It really is just a battle of attrition. How many quarters can you stuff into the machine before it kills you? It's not like you actually have that many tactics for avoiding their attacks. At least I don't. And yes, the hurricane did hit where I am, but thankfully there was no actual damage to the house. And so ultimately, I'm GeneralLotz. I thank all who showed up, had another great time, and I will see you guys next time. And, oh yeah, I gotta actually exit out of this. And see ya.